Hello students. In the last class, I started the new topic called classification of fungi, and in that I explained about Phycomycetes, and today I am going to explain about the next group of fungus that is called Ascomycetes. Now, the Ascomycetes, it is commonly called as sac fungi, and if you take the mycelium means the body of the fungus, it is called as mycelium, which is made up of several filament like structures called as hyphae. Hope you remember this point. Now, the mycelium of the fungi, it is branched and septate. What is the meaning of branched? Branched basically means if you take the body of the fungi, it is called as mycelium. And the mycelium, it is made up of several filament-like structures, and these several filament-like structures called as hyphae. And these hyphae, they produce several branches. That's why I called it as branched. And every hyphae, it consisting of cells. Now that cells are septate. What is the meaning of septate? One cell, it is separated from another cell by developing a cross wall. If the cross walls are present between two adjacent cells, then that is called as septate. That means two cells are completely separate from one another, because between them you can be able to see a cross wall. Hope you understood what is the meaning of branched and septate. Now, if you take the cell wall of Ascomycete is made up of chitin, and presence of the chitinous cell wall is one of the major characteristic property of kingdom fungi. So, the chitin cell wall, it is present in Ascomycetes. Now, if you take the habitat, what is habitat? The place where the organism live, that is called as habitat. And habitat, if you take saprophytes, what is the meaning of saprophytes? The organism which live on dead and decaying organic matter. They depends upon dead and decaying matter. Then they are called as saprophytic organisms, or you can call it as a decomposers. That means words are same, but meaning is words are different but meaning is same. So please don't get confused by uh, uh, reading saprophytic and decomposers. Meaning is same. And some are parasitic. What is the meaning of parasitic? They depends upon the host and even causes diseases, then that is called as parasitic. And they are caprophilous. What is the meaning of caprophilous? The organisms which depends upon the dung, then that is called as caprophilous. What is the meaning of dung? The excreta of cattle. For example, let us take buffalo, or let us take cow. Now these cows and buffaloes are called as cattle, and this cattle excreta, you will call it as dung. Now the organisms which grow on this dung, then that is called as caprophilous organism. Hope you understood, students. Now, if you take the members of Ascomycetes members, they reproduce asexually also and also sexually. That means both the modes of reproduction can be seen in Ascomycetes. Now, let us take the first one, that is asexual reproduction. Asexual reproduction takes place by budding. What is the meaning of budding? If you take the parent body, from the parent body, a small finger-like projection it arises, and this finger-like projection which arises from the parent body, it is called as bud. And this bud, slowly it grow in size, and after growing up to certain size, it automatically get detaches from the body of the parent, and it goes somewhere else, and it develops into individual fungus. Then this process, it is called as budding. And it also exhibit fission. What is the meaning of fission? The parent individual, it divides into two daughter individuals, then that is called as fission. And it also reproduces asexually by production of spores called as conidiospores, which are produced by a sac-like structure called as conidia. So budding, fission, and also production of conidiospores. So these are the three methods of asexual reproduction of Ascomycetes. Hope you understood, students. Now let us discuss about sexual reproduction. Sexual reproduction, it takes place by gametangial contact or somatogamy. Both, that means it both the types of sexual reproduction can be seen in ascomycetes. Sometimes gametangial contact and some other times somatogamy. Like that, both the types of sexual reproduction can be seen in ascomycetes. Now, I have to tell you one very important point, and this point it is asked many times in your exam. That point is, this ascomycetes members, they produces a special spores called as ascospores, and these ascospores are produced by developing a special sac-like structure called as asci. Of course, asci means I'm talking about plural, but singular, if you take one single structure, then that is called as ascus. As a special sac-like structure called as ascus, it is produced in ascomycetes, in which the special spores called as ascospores are produced. By this reason, they are called it as ascomycetes. Hope you understood what is the reason why we named this group of fungi as ascomycetes, because they produce a special sac-like structure called as ascus, in which the ascospores are produced. Hope you understood, students. Now we will discuss about what is this ascus and what are these ascospores. Now let us take, okay. Now, somatogamy. Now, somatogamy, sir, you did not explain gametangial contact, directly went to somatogamy. Please try to understand, students. Gametangial contact, I already clearly explained in the sexual reproduction of the fungi. You please go back to that video and once again you watch it, then you will clearly understand what is gametangial contact. Okay, now I am explaining about somatogamy. Now, this is somatogamy. During somatogamy, that means at the time of somatogamy, uh, two fungi of different mycelium, that means parent A mycelium, parent 2 mycelium, parent B mycelium. So, this is the mycelium of parent 1 and this is a mycelium of parent 2. Now, these hyphae of this two mycelium, they starts coming close. See, they all they came close. आपको दिख रहे हैं ना? You follow my arrow mark, आपको पक्का समझ में आएगा. Now they came close, and after they came close, the cells of this particular hyphae, they get fused, and the fusion of the protoplasm is called as plasmogamy. Hope you remember now. I explained this point while I'm explaining about the sexual reproduction in fungus. So if you forget, there is no problem. Again, go back to that, and once you see that, definitely you will understand what is plasmogamy. Fusion of the protoplasm of two adjacent cells called as a plasmogamy. Due to the fusion of the protoplasm, see, पहले दिस इज एक सेल है एंड एक दूसरा सेल है विच आर प्रेजेंट सेपरेटली, एंड ए सेल में दिस सेल में इट हैज इट्स ओन न्यूक्लियस एंड दिस सेल में इट हैज इट्स ओन न्यूक्लियस, but now both the cells protoplasm is fused na. See, both the cells protoplasm is fused. That's why this nucleus and also this nucleus, they came in the same cell. That's why the single cell has a two nuclei. That is the reason why you have to call it as a dikaryon stage. Now we understood now why it is called as dikaryon, because same cell, one cell only, but it is having two nuclei. That's why you are calling it as a dikaryon. Now we understood now. Now the next step is, hope you understood what is the first step. First step is plasmogamy. Now let us take the second step. Now the cell which is in dikaryon stage. Now what is the meaning of dikaryon? Single cell but with two nuclei, then that is called as a dikaryon. Now this dikaryon cell, it starts producing a sac-like structure. Dikh raha hai na? You are following my arrow mark na? If you follow my arrow mark, then you will clearly understand. See, this dikaryon cell, it is producing a special sac-like structure, and this special sac-like structure, it is called as ascus. Hope you understood now what is the meaning of ascus. A special sac-like structure which is produced out of dikaryon cell, then that is called as ascus. Hope you got my point now. Now after the formation of this special sac-like structure called ascus, now पहले nuclei किधर है आपको दिख रहे हैं ना? नीचे, that means they are present down. Now this two nuclei, they starts migrating to the ascus. दिख रहे हैं ना आपको, पहले इधर है एंड अभी किधर है, इधर. So they migrates to the ascus, and after they migrate to the ascus, now the third step is this two haploid nuclei, they fuses to form single diploid nucleus. अभी देखो पहले कितना है, दो, एंड अभी आपको दिख रहे हैं, क्लियरली दिख रहे हैं ना, एक ही है, एंड एक ही डिप्लॉयड न्यूक्लियस इट इज फॉर्म्ड. नाउ द प्रोसेस ऑफ fusion of two nuclei, it is called as what, karyogamy. Hope you remember now, I already told you while I'm explaining about sexual reproduction in fungi. Now, the process of fusion of protoplasm of two adjacent cells called as plasmogamy, and the process of fusion of two nuclei, that is called as karyogamy. Hope you understood now. Once the karyogamy takes place, the rest of the body of the fungi, that means only one hyphae it is participating in somatogamy na, and pura body baki hai na, and wo pura body, that means remaining mycelium, they start wrapping. See, they starts rolling, covering all these particular ascus. आपको दिख रहे हैं ना, this is the rest of the body of the fungus, and the rest of the body of the fungus, it completely wrap up this particular ascus. Understood na? And this process it is called as, and this body which is formed by the wrapping of the rest of the mycelium around the ascus, it is called as ascocarp, or very simply you can call it as fruiting body. Again, if you understand also, just safety ke liye I'll repeat once again. Once the karyogamy it is happened, that means once the two nuclei fused to form single diploid nucleus, that means after karyogamy, this ascus it is completely covered, rolled by the rest of the fungal body. That means ये देखो, एक फंगस ले लो, एक फंगस में एक ही हाइफे इट इज पार्टिसिपेटिंग इन सोमैटोगमी. नाउ रिमाइनिंग बॉडी तो फ्री है ना, एंड दैट रिमाइनिंग कंप्लीट बॉडी दे स्टार्ट्स रैपिंग, covering this particular ascus, and this it is called as ascocarp, which is very simply called as fruiting body. Hope you understood, students. Now the fourth step, in the fourth step, this is a diploid nucleus which is formed by the karyogamy, it starts meiosis, and by the meiosis they starts division, and by the division minimum 4 cells are formed, or maximum 8 cells will be formed. But usually I can say most of the ascomycetes members में generally 8 ascospores are produced, and very rare cases में only 4 ascospores will be produced. So hope you understood. Now see देखो ascospores how they are produced दिख रहे हैं ना, and these ascospores are produced by meiosis. See, by the meiosis, एक cell meiosis, if it undergo, how many cells are produced, 4 cells. Now all the 4 cells they undergoes mitosis. So mitosis को वजह से कितना cells will be formed, 2 cells. Now 4 2s कितना, 8. So पहले one nucleus it is undergoing meiosis. What is the meaning of meiosis? It produces 4 cells. So one cell, that means one nucleus, by mitosis it is producing 4 ascospores. Now these 4 ascospores they undergoes one mitosis. So one mitosis में one cell it is producing how many cells, 2 cells. Now 4 cells they are participating, then 4 2s कितना, 8. So totally 8 ascospores. So usual cases I am talking about 99% of ascomycetes members, they produces 8 ascospores, and very rarely that 1 or 2% only 4 ascospores will be produced. Hope you understood, students. I told you so clearly. If you still have any confusion, you please ask me. Don't hide your doubts. Feel free to ask all your doubts. If you understand concept, then only you can be able to answer the questions. When you can be able to answer the questions, then only you will get the proper marks. So the secret behind the answering the questions and getting the marks is understanding the concept clearly. So please try to understand the concept clearly. Hope you understood. Now these ascospores they will be released from this ascocarp, and these ascospores they go to various places wherever they find suitable place. They will go, and then they germinate to produce the individual fungus. So this whole process we are calling it as somatogamy. I think students you understood so clearly, but still if you understand also, I wanted to give you a very small, that means very short recap. I wanted to give. Let us take a very short recap of somatogamy. Two mycelia of two different fungi. That means two different fungi, their myceliums may two hyphae, they come close. See, this is one hypha and this is another hypha, and this hypha belongs to the one parent one fungi, and this is parent two fungi. Now they come close. See, they came close, and the two cells of adjacent mycelium, sorry, adjacent hyphae, they undergoes plasmogamy. What is the meaning of plasmogamy? Fusion of the protoplasm, it is called as plasmogamy, which results in the formation of two nuclei present in the same cell, and that process it is called as a dikaryon stage. Hope you understood now. Now the dikaryon cell, it produces a special sac-like structure that is called as ascus. Now, if you call it as plural, that means you are calling many ascus, then you have to call it as asci. Singular is ascus, plural is asci. Now, this ascus, it is produced, which is a sac-like structure, and into the sac-like structure, these two nuclei, they migrate. And see, they migrated, and after they migrate, the two nuclei, they undergoes fusion to form one single diploid nucleus, and the process of fusion of the nucleus, it is called as a karyogamy. And after this diploid nucleus formation, now the rest of the body of the mycelium, they start rolling around the ascus and produces a shield like structure, then that is called as ascocarp. Very simply you can call this ascocarp as fruiting body. Now, once the ascocarp or fruiting body formation is done, the diploid nucleus which is present in this ascus, they undergoes it undergoes meiosis. By meiosis, kitna cells will be formed? One meiosis results in four cells. Dikh rahe na? These are the four cells. Now, these four cells, they undergoes one mitosis. One mitosis produces how many cells? Two cells. Now, four cells, they are undergoing mitosis. That means 4 2 is kitna? 8. So, 8 ascospores are produced. Now, here I wanted to tell you one small point. That small point is, usually 99% of the ascomycetes members, they produces 8 ascospores, but 1 or 2% of ascomycetes members, they stop with meiosis. That's why there are only 4, but 99% you need not to worry, 8 only will be produced. Now this 8 ascospores formed in one ascus. Now this, after the ascospore formation, this fruiting body, it bursts and releases all these particular ascospores out, and these ascospores randomly they get distributed to various places, and they germinate into individual hyphae, individual mycelium. Hope you understood what is somatogamy. Now, let us take few examples of ascomycetes. Now, the first example is penicillium. Penicillium, I think so. Everyone who are listening to this lecture, everyone know this word penicillium. One of the best example for ascomycetes. That means indirectly I'm telling you something. What is that? NEET may these questions will definitely come. So penicillium, it is also called as blue or green mold. Sometimes the mycelium, it is present in blue color, then you have to call it as blue mold, whereas sometimes it appears in green color, so it is called as green mold. Okay, now let us take penicillium genus. Mein penicillium is basically genus, and genus it includes many species na. Now let us take some species, some examples. Okay, now let us take the first example, that is Penicillium notatum. Now, if you take the Penicillium notatum, basically there is one doctor. He's a British Army doctor, and his name is Alexander Fleming. Now, this Alexander Fleming, who is a British Army doctor, he started working on a bacterium called as Staphylococcus. While he is working on Staphylococcus, by some mistake, some Penicillium notatum member also, it got mixed up in the Staphylococcus, and without knowing, unknowingly only, he started working on the Penicillium notatum, and he got the Penicillium antibiotic. That means I'm clearly telling, Alexander Fleming, he discovered penicillin not by his choice. It is absolutely by chance. Actually, he's working on Staphylococcus. By mistake, some Penicillium notatum members are also added into the Staphylococcus. Unknowingly only, he started working on Penicillium notatum, thinking that I am working on Staphylococcus. And he started, and then he got the antibiotic called as penicillin. And later he realized, Array, by mistake, I started working on Penicillium notatum instead of by my choice, Staphylococcus. But finally, he got penicillin antibiotic, and penicillin antibiotic is a very, very important one. Why I'm explaining this much about penicillin? There is a reason. Without a reason, I don't explain, I don't insist this much on a single point. You know what is that important one? Penicillin is a first discovered antibiotic. That is a specialty. That's why I'm telling you right from the beginning, penicillin, penicillin. Repeatedly I'm telling, because I want you to know the importance of it. It is a first discovered antibiotic. After this penicillin only, rest of all the antibiotics, right now we are getting any problem, immediately are going to the doctor, and immediately he's suggesting one antibiotic, going to the what I call dispensary, buying it and getting cured. But all these antibiotics ka mother kaun hai? Penicillin. Okay, that penicillin, it was discovered by Alexander Fleming. Alexander Fleming is a very, very important scientist. Because of him, because of his mercy only, rest of all the scientists, they got the inspiration to find out various types of antibiotics. Hope you understood now. So Alexander Fleming, everyone have to remember, because all the antibiotics right now, whatever you are using, that is all, the originator for all these antibiotics are nothing but Alexander Fleming. And it is his inspiration that remaining scientists, they started working on antibiotics. Hope you understood what is the importance of Alexander Fleming and what is the importance of penicillin. Hope you got my point now. And for this work, for his work, Alexander Fleming was awarded with Nobel Prize also. Now, recently, some other scientists, they told that Penicillium notatum, it is giving penicillin. That's very good, but there is one more penicillium species that is called as Penicillium chrysogenum, and the best quality penicillin, it is obtained from Penicillium chrysogenum. So they stopped extracting the penicillin from Penicillium notatum. That means right now, whatever the penicillin antibiotics that are coming into the market, now they're all being extracted from Penicillium chrysogenum. Earlier penicillin, they used to extract it from Penicillium notatum. Hope you understood the first example under Penicillium genus. Now I am taking the second example. What is second example? Penicillium gracio graciofolium. Penicillium graciofolium. This Penicillium graciofolium, it produces one antifungal antibiotic. Again, I repeat, Penicillium graciofolium. Why I am repeating now? Because these are the words which are very new to you. That's why if I pronounce 2-3 times, then you can be able to remember. That is the reason why, to be frank, intentionally I am pronouncing it. Okay, but no, I did not forget. That's why I'm pronouncing it 2-3 times. ऐसा नहीं, मैं खुद ही intentionally pronouncing it, so that you will uh, get to understand, you will get to know how to pronounce these words. Penicillium graciofolium. This Penicillium graciofolium, they produces graciofulvin. Again, I repeat, graciofulvin. This graciofulvin, it is extracted from Graciofulvium, what I call this fungi, which is an antifungal antibiotic. Okay, that means it has a capacity to kill the fungus. So that's why you are calling it as antifungal antibiotic. Now, the third example is Penicillium camemberti. Again, because very difficult word, Penicillium camemberti, camemberti. And next one is Penicillium roqueforti, Penicillium roqueforti. So this Penicillium camemberti and also Penicillium roqueforti, they are used to produce cheese. Cheese means several varieties of. Don't think that cheese means only one type of cheese. No, it is wrong idea. cheese of different flavors and different varieties. Like that, uh, 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 the camembert cheese and also Roquefort cheese, they are obtained from Penicillium camemberti and Penicillium roqueforti. Hope you understood the first example of ascomycetes. Okay, now the second example of ascomycetes I'm going to explain. Students, I'm thinking so you understood the first example of ascomycetes. Okay, now the second example I am taking, that is aspergillus. Now aspergillus, sometimes it is in black, sometimes it is in brown, or sometimes a kind of blackish smoky what do you call, color. That's why it is called as aspergillus. You have to call it as black mold or a brown mold or a blacky smoky mold. See, this many names are there. Now, this Aspergillus may first example, because Aspergillus is a genus and it consisting of several species. Now, I am taking various examples of Aspergillus. Now, the first example is Aspergillus proliferans. Again, proliferans. Aspergillus proliferans. Now, this Aspergillus proliferans, it produces one antibiotic called as proliferin. Again, proliferin. Now, this proliferin antibiotic, it is extracted from Aspergillus proliferans. Now, the second example is Aspergillus fumigatus. Again, Aspergillus fumigatus. Now, this Aspergillus fumigatus, it is a parasite. It causes diseases to both human being and also cattle. And the disease caused due to Aspergillus fumigatus is aspergillosis. Very important question. Aspergillus, it is caused due to which fungi? They will give several names, and then the name what you have to choose, Aspergillus fumigatus. It is actually asked question also, so you have to remember such an important questions. Okay, now the examples for Aspergillus fumigatus, I'm sorry, aspergillosis is, if the aspergillosis, it appeared in ear, then it causes ear pain. Same aspergillosis, if it is caused in lungs, it causes the symptoms, it is responsible for the symptoms which are similar to tuberculosis. That means you will call TB na, TB ka full form is tuberculosis. You will get the same symptoms of tuberculosis. Okay, now the third example is Aspergillus flavus. Now Aspergillus flavus usually grow on stored food. That means groundnut. Groundnut you will store na for more days, and cashew nut also you will store it for more days na. So when you store the food stuffs for longer time, then you can be able to see this growth of Aspergillus flavus, and especially when you store the what I call fungus for foodstuff for longer time, this Aspergillus flavus, it produces a toxic substance called as aflatoxin. You have to remember this bit, students. Very important question. So you 101% you have to remember this. This Aspergillus flavus, it produces a toxin called as aflatoxin. By mistake, if you have this aflatoxin, you will get cancer. That's why you are calling it as carcinogenic. What is the meaning of carcinogenic? Any substance which causes cancer, then that cancer causing substances only are calling it as carcinogenic. Okay, understood na? And if you want, sometimes when you are eating the groundnuts, sometimes what happens, some bitter groundnuts you will come across. Am I correct or not? Sometimes when you are having, let us take some handful of groundnuts, in that one or two groundnuts, they taste a little bitter, and that bitter groundnuts, they are nothing but, yeah, they are infected by aflatoxin secreted by Aspergillus flavus. Hope you understood, students. And the next one is Aspergillus niger. And Aspergillus niger, everyone unknowingly, actually you don't know, but still you are using, our vinegar. Vinegar, it is produced out of noodles, Manchurian, understanding it, and also what will fried rice. And in that, what you add, vinegar you add na, that vinegar, it is produced out of Aspergillus niger only. Okay, and it is a common weed of laboratory. That means mostly any scientist, if they wanted to work on fungus, usually they use Aspergillus niger. That's why it is called as weed of library, and which produces citric acid. Hope you understood the second example also, that is Aspergillus. Now let us take the third example. The third example is Neurospora. Neurospora, very, very important. You have to remember because several times out of all the examples, actually, all the examples are important, but out of all the examples, this example is still more important. That means even more important. Why इतना important क्यों है? क्या इतना important? Why? The reason for this I'm going to explain now. Neurospora, it is called as red mold, or it is also called as pink mold, or it is also called as a drosophila of plant kingdom, and it is used to study the genetics in the plant kingdom. This is the reason why it is called as, it is a very, very important one. That means for the plant kingdom, if they wanted to know about the genetic details, they they use the Neurospora to get the genetic details about the plant kingdom. That is the reason why I told you this is a most important one. You have to remember it. And there are two scientists. The scientist's name is Ballard. I'm sorry, I'm extremely sorry. Baddell, I pronounced it wrong. Students, please don't mind. Baddell and Tatum. Baddell and Tatum, they proposed one concept called as one gene, one enzyme concept by experimenting on Neurospora. For this, they got a Nobel Prize also. And please, students, you just remember only the name and details I will explain in your 12th class, because all the things if I start explaining now only, you will get confused. So please understand, few things I can't be able to explain completely in the 11th class itself. So for this one gene one enzyme concept ke liye, you need to wait till your 12th class. Right now only you remember the name one gene one enzyme concept, but details I will explain you once you entered into the 12th. May और थोड़ा बुड्ढे हो जाएगा, then I will explain it. Okay. And they also got a Nobel Prize for this. Okay. Now the next example is Erisif. Now Erisif, it is present in different species, and all the species, mostly all these species, they causes powdery mildew. What is the meaning of powdery mildew? I'll show you and then I'll tell you. Now these are the leaves of the plant. On the leaves of the plant, it produces a powdery growth. That means, for example, if you take a leaf, on that if you add some powder, some Pond's powder these days, बहुत सारा powder, संतूर powder, talcum, deodorant कुछ तो आ रहे हैं ना. If you, I never use, मेरा पूरा जिंदगी में I never used any powder on my face, so I don't know much about this. So let us take a leaf, and on that if you what you call sprinkle some powder, कैसे दिखता है? Same जैसा ही दिखता है. That's why it is called as a powdery mildew. Okay. And few examples, what you call Erisif triticum. What is the meaning of Erisif triticum? It causes powdery mildew on wheat. And the next example is Erisif polygony. It causes powdery mildew on pea leaves. Okay. पी ना क्या बोलते हैं? Sorry if I tell it wrong. वटाना कुछ तो बोलता है. Understanding it. These days when I am going to the market, वटाना 20 रुपया पाव, 20 रुपया पाव कुछ तो, and I think so. I am telling you correct only. If it is wrong, please don't mind. Okay. I think pea मतलब वटाना. Okay. On that वटाना leaves, you can be able to see this powdery what I call, appearance. That's why powdery mildew of pea, it is caused due to Erisif polygony. Hope you understood. And the third example is claviceps. Now claviceps, it causes ergot disease, especially in bajra. And from claviceps, ergotin, one drug is also obtained. And one narcotic drug which is called as LSD, lysergic acid diethylamide. This is one narcotic drug, and that narcotic drug also, which is a hallucinogenic. That means this police people, to get the details from the criminals, they use this particular LSD, and that is also obtained from claviceps. Okay. Now claviceps के बारे में once again we will definitely explain, especially Neurospora and claviceps. Don't think that इधर ही खत्म हो गया. No, in again in your 12th class, Neurospora again you have to read, and claviceps also you have to read. That's why I limited all the information. I told you only कितना important है अभी अभी के लिए कितना important उतना ही I explained. Again I will in 12th class, again I will take Neurospora, again I'll take claviceps, and again I'll explain both of them. Okay. Now especially while I'm explaining about LSD, I will explain this claviceps. Okay, now let us take what I get some more example. So Morcella, which is edible fungus, and Peziza, Peziza, sorry, Peziza. I pronounced it very fast. Now I'm explaining I'm pronouncing it very slow. Morcella, because when I pronounce it very fast now you don't understand. That's why I'm pronouncing it is very slow. Morcella and Peziza, and also truffles, again truffles. Okay, now truffles and also Peziza and Morcella, and these are edible fungus. I think Peziza, I'm sorry, I told you some mistake. Peziza, it is not a edible mistake. Morcella and truffles, and especially truffles though, they use fresh one also. And these truffles, you know, they will cut into pieces and they will sun dry it. And this preserved truffles also they will use it in making some what I call soups, and also what I call noodles. When they're using, they use this particular truffles, especially in Italian cuisines. They use this particular truffles, and even Morcel also, especially in Italian and also Chinese dishes, they use this particular truffles. Okay. Now, the last example, today I'm stopping my lecture with this, that is yeast. Yeast, you know what is the specialty of the yeast? All the fungi are multicellular. I already told you in the characteristic features of the fungi, my first class about the fungi, I clearly told all the fungi are all the fungi are multicellular except yeast. Then definitely those who are listening to this lecture, and every student will get one doubt. What is that? सर आपने खुद ही बोला in protozoa all the unicellular eukaryotes are included under protista, but you are telling yeast is included under what I call ascomycetes of fungi. ऐसे कैसे होते हैं सर? आपने खुद ही बोला all the unicellular eukaryotes they must be included under protista, but how come this yeast being unicellular ये fungus में कैसे आ गया? See, that only very important question, because yeast, its life cycle, it is exactly all uh, like 100 to 100%, they're exactly similar to ascomycetes. So itna clear resemblances it is showing with ascomycetes. That's why it is not good to place it under protesta. That's why they removed it from protesta, and now they were placed it under what I call ascomycetes. Hope you understood now, because they show their clear resemblances of life cycle with ascomycetes species. That's why they were placed under fungi instead of protesta. Hope you understood the clear reason for this. And these are not having mycelium. What is the meaning of mycelium? Thread, several filaments called hyphae, they make an aggregate, then that is called as mycelium. अरे पूरा body में एक ही cell है, then how you have to call it as mycelium? So mycelium is absent. But please understand, when you add it into the sugar na, yeast, it undergoes very fast division, and due to the very fast division it forms a mycelium like structure, but it is not mycelium. Please understand, it undergoes fast division na. Due to the fast division it looks like a false mycelium, but it is not proper mycelium, and that mycelium it is called as pseudomycelium. Now yeast, it is very important. Why? You know, for all the fermentation, for if you are ferment, for example idli, if you wanted to today you wanted to have some idli, then what I call, you have to ferment that batter na. In that fermentation batter में क्या मिलेगा? Yeast only. For example, today you wanted to have nice dosa, masala dosa, understanding it, and what I call vegetable dosa, like that. Several dosas are then a carrot dosa, like that. If you wanted to have that dosa, for that you need to ferment it, and while fermenting क्या मिलेगा आपको? Yeast ही मिलेगा. Understanding? Dokla, command है ना? When you are fermenting all these stuffs, आपको क्या चाहिए? Yeast चाहिए. Understanding it? And also this yeast, it is used in making breads. आप खा रहे हैं ना pastry and also cakes, and also what I call many bakery items ना, all the bakery items के लिए क्या चाहिए? Yeast only required. That is the reason why it is called as what I call baker's yeast. Hope you understood now why you are calling it as baker's yeast, because bakery industries में it is used. That's why it is called as a baker's yeast. And wine industries में और wine मतलब क्या बोलते हैं उसको? दारू. So daru industries में what they will use this yeast to ferment this grapes. That's why it is called as a brewery. breathing industries में. So the most common used yeast is Saccharomyces cerevisiae. Okay. Now, Saccharomyces cerevisiae, we obtain one vitamin also, that is vitamin B2. So vitamin B2 is also obtained from, that means you will call riboflavin. That riboflavin, it is obtained from the Saccharomyces cerevisiae, that means yeast only. Okay, hope you understood Ascomycetes, students. If you still have any doubts, you please ask me. Don't hide any doubts. Okay, feel free to ask me. Okay, thank you so much.